Hey, by 2A family, welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, do me a big favor, hit the like and subscribe and notification bell. Every time you do that, it helps push this through the algorithm. All right. Before we get started, I need to throw out a thank you, and that thank you goes out to you, Angry Sarge. Thank you, brother, for reaching out to them and letting them send product to me and helping me make contact with them. The gentleman's name is Rod Gates, Mr. Gates out there for Aegis Gun Care. He was kind enough to send this out for review. Mr. Gates is a prior law enforcement officer, so he understands the importance of, well, good product for duty purposes. And I make this statement bold for a reason. As you guys know, if you've been watching my video, I did have some problems with Shooter Lube. I went through some training here last week. Oh, is it 2 weeks now? 2 weeks ago now, through Jonas's program, Tactical Options. And unfortunately, my AR had 8, and I mean, just can't make it up. 8 double feeds, which caused me issues all day long. So yes, a good gun product, gun oil product makes a big difference. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. They send me out their solvent. They send me out their oil and their grease. I'm excited to see how well this does. As you guys know, I'm in the hunt, so I'm very much excited to see how well it does. Everything that I have seen from all the videos I have seen, everything from SHOT Show, so on, a lot of people speak very highly of it. I know Frank, Angry Sarge, speaks very, very highly of them. So I want to see how that performs for me. He did a video. If you go to his channel, I think he said he put it through 10, I think it was 10,000 rounds. I may be mistaken on that, guys. But it's a ton of rounds, and never had an issue. So that's really important, guys. That proves a point of what I need in my profession, right? And in sincerity, what we all need, just in general use, right? I mean, you don't want to have to worry that your product that you've put on your firearm isn't gonna operate your firearm properly because of cold weather, because of too much heat, or because, if you guys don't know, that the hotter the gun gets, the more the oil starts to dissipate from the gun, right? So that plays a factor too. So heat does play a factor. So if it's really hot outside, your gun gets really hot, do the math, right? So all that plays a factor. So one of the things that I'm very interested to see is how long this survives and how long it works, because one of the things that they do, from everything I've read about them, is called neoscience. Now, no doctor. I don't pretend to be no doctor. I don't pretend to be no engineer. So with that said, guys, take this with a grain of salt. This is just a gun guy who loves guns and a guy who's got experience with guns talking here, okay? The way I understand the neoscience to work is that it goes deep into the metal, the parts that you physically cannot see. So it goes past what your eyes can even see, right? And because it goes deep into that metal in that way, it helps prevent rust and helps keep it lubricated and helps clean it out. So when you use the solvent, it actually removes all that stuff out. One of the things they also do is they have a ultrasonic system that and I'm telling you, if I can get my hands on that, I'll be very happy, because it looks pretty damn cool, y'all. Like, pretty damn cool. But all right, so let's go ahead and get into what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So as you know, I have this here now. So let's go ahead and talk about cleaning your gun and not over cleaning your gun. So for those guys who already know this, you can skip through this. For those guys who don't know this, I would like to show you what I mean. All right, so your Glock is a very simple tool. It does not need to be overly oiled, overly greased. It's one of the best designed firearms in that way, okay? They made sure to keep it simple. And because of that, it functions very well with very minimal oil. So literally, if I'm gonna oil this, I will put 1 drop here, maybe 2 drops there, okay, maybe. Then I'll put 1 drop on the top, 1 drop on the bottom, and I'll run it all the way across the barrel. And then I'll go ahead and reinsert the barrel in, okay? Recoil spring will go right in, all right? You say, hey, Rod, do you put oil in the rails? I do not, because you don't need to put the oil on these rails. What you do is you put oil on the rail of the frame. 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop. Guess what? Your gun's ready to rock and roll. That is as simple as it gets, okay? Now, there's some things you can also do a little extra. What do I mean? Okay, so this is your firing or your trigger mechanism, right? This is the housing for the trigger itself. Okay, that is your connector. This is your trigger bar, okay? And this is your physical trigger. This is metal, as you guys can see. There's a lot of guys who don't believe in grease. I don't know why. You got me. Maybe because it's dirty and some guys don't want to deal with cleaning it up, I guess. Grease is important. You take a little dot of grease, you put it on that connector, and you place your trigger bar back in there. It's going to help the function of the trigger because that's metal to metal contact. And you say, hey, Rod, well, if that's metal to metal, would you put grease on your rails? Yeah, you can. All you do is you put a little dab, little dab, little dab, little dab, and that will help that as well. And grease tends to last longer than oil. So because of that, it helps keep the gun moving better. I personally like this, especially for winter purposes, because we get really cold winters here. And it seems whenever I grease it, it seems to work even better through the winter weather. So that's just a little tidbit of understanding how to properly, like literally oil your Glock. In most cases, even your striker fires, because that's kind of how striker fires are. But when it comes to overdoing it, let's go ahead and talk about that. Your solvent, and I always advise guys, take everything apart, right? Glocks are very easy to take apart. You should know your firearm. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of your gun. If you cannot take your gun apart, you need to learn how to, because this is your tool to keep you safe. And one of the ways you learn to properly function your firearm is learning how to take it apart and putting it back together so you can learn why it's having certain malfunctions, right? So do not be afraid of your gun, okay? There's a lot of videos out there. If you guys don't know enough and you can't find those videos, reach out to me. I'll happily make one, even if it gets banned. I don't care. Let me know, guys, all right? Because I want to be able to help. So now when it comes to cleaning it with your solvent, make sure you take everything out, okay? And literally you're just going to spray here. And I like to get a little piece of paper. I wrote it up and I put it through the actual safety plunger area. And I just spray one spray there. I get a toothbrush and I just and you take it all off, right? Clean it off with a rag. This is the part that's important, guys, okay? Right here, you have your hole for your firing pin, right there, okay? That's what your fire pin goes through. Do not get anything in that firing pin hole, like oil, grease. I don't know why you have grease there, but let's just say grease. Same thing with your inner channel liner. Do not put anything in there as well. Keep it clean. You can even get a Q-tip and go in if you're wanting to really go in there and take the residue that when the firing pin hits the round, there will be some residue that builds inside. But if you get a Q-tip and you put it in, just a plain old Q-tip, and you put it in and you turn it, it helps to break that down. Guys, be very careful not getting that oiled up and greased up and whatnot, because that can cause you malfunctions, okay? So that's what I mean about overdoing it, right? When it comes to your frame's very easy. Rag inside, once you take it all apart, rag inside, clean the inside with a rag. There's nothing you need to do with the frame other than clean it with a rag. If it's really built up with a residue from the gunpowder, then yes, I advise you to use a little bit of solvent on a rag and go from there, okay? Now, when it comes to your actual your trigger mechanism, like I was saying, it's a little bit of grease. So this has the, hold on, let me clean that off because that's the factory grease from actual Glock. So watch, this is their grease. Okay, you put a little bit right there. Okay, little dab, like I said. You get your trigger. Okay, rotate, and it makes it smoother. Okay, and you just put it right back in. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, my 2A. I'm excited to see how this does. I have not yet cleaned anything with it because I'm waiting for my slide to come back, and the reason why I haven't cleaned anything with it is because this gun here has not been shot yet. It's not dirty, so there's no point for me to try to clean it with. Once I do get my slide back from Floyd Customs, which should be this week, along with my OZ9 slide, I will make a video with that as well, guys. All right, my 2A, always appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, make sure you stay vigilant, make sure you carry, and you're ready to do the right thing.